Let me just do a quick intro, all right? Okay, here we go. Hello and welcome, guys. My name's Izzy Flo. I'm a competitive card game and fighting game player, and one of my all-time favorite games is Texas Hold'em Poker. I've played and studied that game for a very long time. I also love RPGs as well. So it should come as no surprise that I immediately became interested in the poker-inspired indie RPG Dance of Cards when it was first released earlier this year. I played through the whole game in a single sitting, absolutely loved it, and today I am super fortunate to have the opportunity to speak with Mr. Frog himself, who's the solo developer of Dance of Cards. Mr. Frog, how are you doing today?
Hello. Hello, I'm doing fine. How are you?
All right, that's great. Now, really quick, I think, is there a way for me to actually... Okay, hold on. I don't think there's a way for me to go into the settings from here, right? Not from this screen. Hold on. I'm just a little bit worried that
No, it's...
Okay, it's okay. It's all good. I was a little bit worried that the music might be too loud, but I think it's actually fine. All right. Wait, I cannot hear it actually. Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, I think it's fine. Let's go to minus 6.5. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me get the game back up again. All right, now, Mr. Frog, if you could, just start off with a little bit of an introduction. Where are you from, and how did you get started with game development?
Hello, I'm a aspiring game developer from Russia. I've actually never thought about developing games until the idea for Death of Cards came to me. I was playing Golf Story, if you heard about this game.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Golf RPG. Yeah, it's you play golf and you have gear that can help you do better. So many stats, and I thought I'd like to play a game like that, but with poker as a team. But I couldn't find a game that would satisfy me. So I thought, why not make one myself?
That's crazy.
And little by little, yeah, and little by little, I started developing it, and after 3 years of development, it got made, and we can play it right now.
That's so interesting. Okay, so you got it from Golf Story. Okay, that's not... I didn't know that at all. That's news to me. Okay. Man, you know what's... Okay, funny story about Golf Story. I've never played Golf Story. I've heard it's a really good game. I played Sports... Have you heard of Sports Story, the sequel to Golf Story? Made by the same developers?
Yeah, I heard about it. I've never played. I actually never even finished the Golf Story. I think I played it for like 30 minutes or something, but it inspired me so much, so I never returned to it.
Wait, you said you only played Golf Story for like 30 minutes?
Yes.
Wow.
I've started it. Was totally impressed by this idea, and the rest is history.
Okay, wow. Anyway, the reason I mentioned Sports Story is it's a tragic story. I think something went wrong in the development of Sports Story. I don't really know the details, but it just wasn't as good as it could have been. I played Sports Story and I didn't like it enough to finish it, unfortunately. But I heard so many... The reason I played Sports Story instead of Golf Story is because I heard so many good things about Golf Story that I was like, okay, yeah, let me just try the sequel then. And it turns out the sequel wasn't as good as the original. But I've heard so many good things about Golf Story, so okay, that makes sense. So how long have you been working on Dance of Cards for?
From the start, when the idea came to me and until we released it, was like 3.5 years.
3.5 years? Wow, okay. But you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to. But do you mind if I ask how old you are, or is that too personal?
No, it's all right. I'm 33.
33, okay. So you started when you were like around 30-ish, something like that?
Yeah.
That was like around 2020, right? That was around the year like
Can you
2020?
repeat it?
Or
Uh, no, I'm 33.
no. I'm sorry. You started the development of the game somewhere around the year 2020, right?
Yes. All right.
Was this before or after the pandemic started?
Just before the pandemic.
Okay, just before. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, I mean, you just said just before, but I feel like a lot of people kind of branched out and started doing a bunch of different things during the pandemic. Like just, that kind of, people started entire careers and ended entire careers during that time. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, I mean, I guess I might as well ask right now, since you were mentioning Kaiji before, I know that I could have sworn that when you were marketing this game on Reddit, like I saw you post on the Kaiji Reddit about this game. How big? Wait, did you just steal my card? I looked away from my screen for a second. What happened to my card?
I didn't steal it. I ate it.
You ate it? Where did it go?
Yeah, now I have your card. Now I have your card in my stomach.
Oh my god. So I only get one card now? That's messed up. Okay, hold on. Can I win with even one card?
I can need the second card, and you will have no card at all.
Matt, from our practice game earlier, I know that you're a dirty bluffer, so you could be lying to me right now. Let's see. I'll believe you. I'll believe you for just this once. Just this once, I'll believe you. You better have something. Okay, thank God. Oh my God. Oh my, you had everything. What the heck? Every card in the deck. So, how did you get the idea for like the story of the game? Like, if I remember correctly, I think you said you were influenced by Kaiji earlier, but like, tell me the details on that.
So I love mystery genre in literature. I love Agatha Christie and our after. So it's really a common trope in that genre when where's the killer and he kills someone every day. I also like the Kaiji, and somehow that combined into the story of Dance of Cards. There's a ship right at the start of Kaiji where action takes place. So I extrapolated the full story from there.
I see. Okay, so I don't. I watched Kaiji, but not all of it. I got up to like the part where they're like going across like the tightrope. You know what I'm talking about? The tightrope, and then he plays the guy.
Yeah, I know.
And he has like something attached to his ear. Like they're like betting his ear. Yeah. After that though, I didn't get past that. But yeah, Kaiji was super interesting. I definitely think the idea for a Kaiji, or like, Squid Game, or just any of these sort of like death game scenarios, I think it's such a perfect like place for a story like this to happen. You know what I mean? Like a gambling story. So I think that was like such a great choice. Where did you get the idea for like the characters and everything? Like Martin and Lev, Emma, Esmer, like all these different characters and their powers. How did that all come to be?
The idea for characters came from their gameplay purpose first. I first envisioned what they would do in the game, and everything went from there. So I knew that I need someone who would steal ships. Like it's the most basic ability that you can think about it. So I created a thief character. I knew that I wanted a character who will be the magician. So what abilities will magicians have?
I see.
Basically, I was thinking of gaming archetypes and then going from there.
Interesting. So you went from gameplay first, and then like that went into the
Yes.
character. Okay, I got you. Is that even true for like Archie the dog? Like you thought of his gameplay first?
I wanted one of the characters to be completely blind. His gameplay would be that he can't see cards at all, and he would have a dog that would tell him his card.
I
That was my
see.
idea, but yeah, but it was it didn't work out, so I changed it to be like that in the final game.
Okay, I get. Okay, so the reason I asked that is because one of the reasons I was so interested in your game, like the second I heard, so I discovered your game from the poker subreddit, right? Like I was on the poker subreddit, I saw you made an announcement there, and like the second I saw your trailer for the game, I was instantly in love. I was like, oh my god, this is like the perfect game. If I knew how to like develop games, or if I knew how to code, if I knew how to make music or art or do any of the stuff that you knew how to do, I was always thinking that I would make a game just like this one. And some of the characters that you made, I think are like, it's like perfect, right? Like a magician that like switches your card. I think that's so perfect for a poker RPG. A thief that steals chips. I think that's so perfect. I think that these are sorts of things that I might have been able to come up with on my own. But stuff like Archie, like the dog, like that plays poker, that's not something I ever would have thought of. Eating cards is something I never would have thought of. Like there's so many really interesting mechanics that you could make related to poker that I never even would have considered. So I think like the creativity behind this game is amazing. Did it all just kind of come, like, is this something that you just kind of knew you wanted to make instantly, or did you have to do some brainstorming for that?
Some characters came instantly. For others, I had to brainstorm. In addition to gameplay archetypes, I knew I would want a character like old guy.
Right,
so,
right.
What abilities will the old guy have? So this old guy might be a war veteran, and what war veteran might do at the table of poker? Like he can maybe smoke a pipe and cover the table with smoke so that no one can see what the cards at the table.
I see. Okay. Gotcha. Wait, dude, I'm not gonna lie. It's been... Hold on. You're talking about Arthur right now, right?
Yeah, Arthur.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I see. What was who would you say is like the hardest character that you had to come up with? Like either like putting him into the game, or just like balancing him, or just in general, who was like the hardest or most difficult or complex character for you?
Well, I think the Douglas character with a gun, his abilities were really easy to come up with. Like he just shot someone who has a bad card and forced him to fold. But it's a really strong ability, and it requires a lot of thought how to properly balance that. Like if he will just shot someone who doesn't have, for example, an ace, doesn't sound interesting. So it needs to be at least a pair. And how can that be balanced? How can you play around that? So I started thinking, how can I play around? Maybe there's a character who will be unavailable to select as a target. Like some card hides under the table and gains complete immunity.
I see.
So,
Okay.
So that was my thought process.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like a character like Douglas, yeah, that can kind of just shoot you and make it so you can't even play. Like, yeah, that would I could see the challenges there. Oh my god. I just realized I'm autopiloting, so I just clicked call. I should have folded. I just lost 100 chips for no reason, but it's okay. It's okay. So when you say that you instantly knew, like when you played Golf Story, you just instantly knew you wanted to make a poker game that was like Golf Story, right?
Yeah.
Why poker? Like why specifically poker? Is it just because you're like super interested in poker, or?
Well, I like poker. I'm not a pro at this game. I never won a bracelet or something, but it's a game that really interests me. I will have to play it when I was in the university with my friend, and like I said, I couldn't find a game like that on the market, a story game with poker RPG mechanics. So I proceed to make my own.
I see. Okay. How much before you started making the game? How much skill would you say that you had in like development or game development or anything like that, or like coding? Like, did you have any sort of background in it, or was it like completely new?
Was complete novice. I never knew how to do anything. I never adapted in art. I never adapted in music. I never adapted in coding games. So I had to learn everything as I went on. I especially like writing music. I took so much joy in the process. I also love coding. I think the part that I didn't like was the writing. I didn't like to write a story or a dialogue, which is kind of funny to say with a game that is so centered on the story, but that was my least favorite part.
If you ever need help writing the story, call me up. All right, I'll help you out with that next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, that's so crazy. Like, okay, I thought, like, before you just told me what you just said, right? If I was gonna guess, I thought you had like some background in like game. Like, I thought you were like a web developer, like on the side, or like as your real job or something like that. And like that's how it helped you transition. But if you're telling me that you had just no, like you started from complete scratch, you just thought, hey, I want to make a game, so then you just made the game. That's so insane. Like, I think that's incredibly amazing, and I think that's super inspiring to hear, honestly. Like, props to you, man.
I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, now I'm waiting for you to be inspired too and make another game in a genre like that.
No. I'm not gonna make a whole game. I'll just help you with the story for the sequel. That's as far as I can go. I get
Okay.
maybe some help with like the poker mechanics or something, but other than that, I can't do anything else. So when you right around the time that you were starting to complete the game, I know you said that like I saw some trailers on Reddit, and I saw you like posting on Reddit and stuff like that. Was that about all the marketing that you did? Did you do anything else for marketing? How did you end up making the trailer? Like, what was that whole process like for you?
Well, I've made the trailer myself. I've also approached some YouTubers. I did my marketing on Reddit and YouTubers. And some people replied to me. They played my game. I was very happy to see other people play it. I've watched your video too. That was really funny to me to actually see really funny to see another person play my game and have fun with it, to finally let my child be out in the world, be played by some other person.
Wow.
That
Wait,
was
so
a really great moment.
wait, so you saw my playthrough? You saw? Did you see like the whole thing? It's like 10 hours long. Did you see the whole thing? How much of it did you see?
I think I saw everything.
You saw the whole thing? The whole 10 hour all the way through?
Yes.
Oh my god. Can you tell me some memorable moments from my playthrough that you remember, or like anything that stuck out to you as like the guy who made it, like watching someone else play?
The most memorable moment to me was when you play against circus athlete in the game, and his ability is that he plays with a short deck without tools and a fight. And you read the description for that ability, said okay, and then proceed to just do it, and then be absolutely surprised about the outcome. You were having a complete meltdown about it.
Oh yeah,
I thought the game glitched out. You thought the game backed out, but you were very quick to realize what was happening. It was a very, very funny moment.
Dude, I totally remember that. Oh my god. I think somebody clipped it. Like someone that was watching my stream at the time, they clipped that moment. Like when I was like freaking out or melting out. Did you eat another one of my cards? I didn't even notice again. Oh my god.
Yeah, I ate another of your cards.
Okay, well I can't play anymore. He ate my card. This guy. Wait, what is it? So eating the card, like I can't get it back, right? Like if you eat my card, that's just it. I just have one less card. Okay.
You can get it back, but I can get it back in my hand.
Wait, how do I get it back? What the heck?
No, you don't get it. I can get your card back in my hand.
Oh my god. Okay. Were there any other interesting moments, or was that the main one? Like where I just started yelling about how the game just started bugging out.
It was also really interesting to see how you approach the final boss. There's a lot of stakes were at that moment, and you took a clutch victory. It was really satisfying to see you actually complete the game and not lose at the final moment.
Yeah. Thank you it was very satisfying for me too. Let's actually talk about that for a second. So I would say that that's a pretty controversial decision on your point to delete the save file of the guy that was just playing and say, hey, listen, you have to beat the final boss right now or you have to play through the whole game again. I think there are players who's gonna lose to the final boss and like be upset or something like that. How did you end up making that call or making that decision of, okay, I want to, I want to make it so the save file gets deleted and, you like all the stakes are on the line. By the way, I hate that you ate another of my cards. Oh my god, that's so annoying.
Since the team per game was gambling, I thought how I can reflect that team in the gameplay. And like in games, you can just save your file and then load it to play for a different outcome if things didn't work out for you. And what else could it be better when to gamble with your save file right at the end, so that the stakes are the highest, at their highest point.
Right.
I knew that some players wouldn't like it, but I think that was the right call to proceed with it.
Okay, so I 100% agree with you, right? I think that was an excellent choice. I think that was one of the best choices in the whole game. Like, if I'm being honest, I don't think the ending would have worked or it would have been as cool if you backed out and you were just like, okay, I'll let them win or whatever. And they could just reload. Like, I think that was a really, really great choice. That was one of the most tense moments for me. Like when I was playing, I don't know if you remember when you were watching my playthrough, but there was a point during the final boss where like I misclicked something. Like I could have won the hand, but I misclicked and I accidentally lost it. And like I was like super stressed out. I couldn't believe like it made it so it was way harder for me to win. And when I won by like I won by like 100 chips or something. Like I barely won. And when I barely won, that was super satisfying for me. So again, it wouldn't have been like that if I could have just saved and reloaded. Like I think that was an excellent choice. I will say though that if I had lost, right, that like if I had misclicked or something, or I made a wrong decision and I lost the game, I don't know if I would have gone all the way back to like try to get to the ending. So I don't know how I feel. I love the choice just because I won the game, right? Like, what do you think about? Is there anything that you would say to like if someone had lost the game and like went on like Steam reviews or something and was like, oh, this game sucks, they deleted my save file or something? Are you just like, okay, like it is what it is?
I'm actually really glad that you won that game. So whenever this topic comes up, I just link your video with timestamp at the end so that people can watch the ending on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh man, that's pretty funny. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm also glad I won that. By the way, I'm glad I folded. You ate my card, right? So I had a straight. I had a straight on the flop. And then you just ate my card. Dude, that's so OP. How much? Oh, wait, let me look up. How much talent points does that take up? That's so OP. Like, the more I think about it, eating someone's card is insane. Like, there's nothing I could do, right? Like,
nine.
Takes 9? Okay.
You can use a character that can hide from talents.
Right.
You can also there's a character who can lower talent points, so you can lower my talent points, so I can't use it.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, if you go all in, you can be selected as target. So going all in is another strategy.
Wait, you can go all in and what?
You can go all in, and then I can select you as a target for my talent.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, hold on. Sorry. By the way, if I lose this, we're switching straight to honest poker. We're switching immediately to honest poker. Hold on. All right, let's see. So once the game released, right, and it was out in the wild, and people were starting to play it, how would you gauge your success of the game? Like, did you get enough sales, or was it doing better than expected, worse than you expected? Like, what was that whole thing about? Like, how did that go for you?
Well, I think I'm pretty happy with the results that I've got. I'm also glad about the reception to the ending. I thought that it would be very controversial. I thought that team reviews would be just red.
Oh yeah.
With people bashing the game. What the heck? What did this developer think about it? Why did he do it?
Right.
It's actually. Yeah, but it turns out that people actually also enjoyed this decision, so I think it was the right choice to do in the end.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, I think you kind of get a pass because it's a gambling game, right? Like, the whole story of the game is like putting your life on the line and, you know, like risking it all. So people will understand your decision because they'll be like, okay, well, that's what the game is about, so of course he's going to do something like that. But yeah, I 100% agree that it was the right choice. Did it do well enough for you to consider making another game in the future?
Well, I think it does. It's not like I can just forget about everything and go make my next game. I'm already working on my next game, but it's something I'm doing on the side.
I see.
I can go full time developer right now, but I'm pretty happy with sales that I've got.
Okay, is it related to Dance of Cards at all, your other project, or is it completely something else?
No, it's a completely different game, completely different theme, and I think it will take me much. I will make it faster than 3 years.
Okay, that's good to hear. I mean, yeah, I'm sure every game gets easier over. Okay, maybe it doesn't get easier over time. I don't actually know. Would you ever do anything with Dance of Cards again? Would you ever come back to this idea, or are you pretty much done with like this project?
I think I will come back to it. I really enjoyed this game. I really enjoyed working on it. I love the characters in this game. I love the story. So in the future, I will definitely return to it.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because this is just a request from a fan. All right. So just consider me like a fan, like having a request. But I think it would be so perfect for poker, like Texas Hold'em, to get a roguelike game, right? Like, isn't that such a perfect game for a roguelike game? I feel like you could have power-ups that you get every different run, and since it's like a repeatable action, like you get a new hand and you just keep doing over and over and over again. I don't know, I just feel like it's such a good idea for it. So yeah, please make a roguelike poker game with Dance of Cards theme. I beg.
Okay.
Do you not disagree? Like, don't you agree? Like, I feel like it would be such a good idea, no? Like, I think it would be.
Yeah, I think so too.
Have you heard of the game Balatro or no?
No, I've never heard about it.
So Balatro, it's a game that's in development right now. It's an indie card like roguelike game. It's poker themed as well, but it's not Texas Hold'em poker. It's just like make your best 5-card hand poker type deal. Just look it up when you have the chance. It's a pretty fun and interesting roguelike. It's popping. It's like super successful right now. It's like It's like one of those like indie darling games. You know what I mean? Like those indie games that kind of like blow up. So it's poker themed. Again, it's not Texas Hold'em poker though, right? So I feel like a game like Balatro, but with Texas Hold'em would be so good. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it'd be so good. One thing that I'd recommend doing for any sort of sequel, like whether it's Dance of Cards story mode or roguelike or whatever, I think the #1 flaw in poker, like Texas Hold'em poker, the actual game, is the fact that you have to fold so many hands. Any poker player that's like experienced with poker understands that you can only play like, you know, pocket pairs or suited connectors or high card Broadway hands or something like that. And you know, like Jack 5, Jack 2, King 3, King 4, offsuit, right? All these sorts of hands, you're kind of supposed to fold them. If you could adjust the luck that you get, so you're just more likely to get a playable hand, I feel like that would remove the most boring or annoying part of regular poker. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I understand.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. Again, I'm just kind of spitballing here. I obviously, you do you, but I don't know. I just feel like that's like the most annoying part of poker that could be fixed in a video game format. But anyway,
There is
okay,
actually a mechanic.
Yeah, sorry?
Yeah, there is actually mechanic of luck built into the game. You just got straight on the flop. That was the luck doing its thing. It brought you it. It's like a straight. You were having straight a hand or two before, and you now have another straight. What's the chance of that? Yeah. In 2 straights in a row.
Man, okay, you know what's so funny about that? During my playthrough, I'm glad you mentioned that, because during my playthrough, my first playthrough, I wasn't thinking about that, right? Like, I'm so used to the cards just being regularly random that I just assumed it was regularly random. So as a player, when I was playing through the game, every time I got lucky, like every time I got a straight or a flush or a full house or something like that, I didn't even think about it because I'm thinking like, oh, I'm such a good player, I get the good hands, right? Every time my opponents got a straight or a flush or something, especially on the river, yo, I got so big. Like, I feel like as a player, it just feels extra bad when your opponent gets it. Because you don't even think about the good luck that you get. You only focus in on the bad luck that you get. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know how to fix, or like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm even trying to say. I'm just trying to say that, like, that was an experience that I had that I think was interesting. If I had known beforehand, I wonder how I would have reacted. Like, if I'd been like, oh, that's just the luck at play. But since I wasn't even thinking about that, like, yeah, I wonder how I would have thought otherwise. Anyway.
Yeah, I was watching.
Yeah, go.
I just want to add something to it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love to watch people play my game, and in one of the streams, something like that happened to the player. The enemy got the straight on the river.
Right.
And it happened like 3 times in a row. He was, it's scripted. This game is scripted. This game hates me. Yeah, so this does happen sometimes.
Yeah. I think players are, I mean, all players, including me, are just big babies. You know what I mean? We just want everything to go our way all the time. So I feel like you just have to like, half cater to that. You know what I mean? Like, obviously we still need like a challenge or whatever, but we're just gonna, like, any little thing like that, we're just gonna get so mad about it. So I feel like that's something that, you know, always gotta keep in mind. But one other thing I wanted to talk about, actually. One of my absolute favorite parts of the game, this shocked me. Like, I only realized it after my entire playthrough was done. Like, once I finished the game and the credits rolled, and I was thinking back about my experience, one of my super favorite things about the game were the death games. The death games were so fun. I love the death games. Every death game was fun. The fact that every death game was different and new and like an exciting experience. I had a great time with the death games. Could you walk me through how you implemented the death games, how you thought about which ones to include, and like how that worked out?
So for a first game, it's rock paper bullet. It's take on rock paper scissors. I was like, if you remember in Kaiju, the first game he played is a variation of rock paper scissors.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Very popular in it's very popular in shows like that to have a rock paper scissors variation be as the first game. And so I thought, what can I do about it? I thought about Combine it with Russian roulette, so that you have that number of options you can use, and you must choose them correctly, and when enemy must react to them, and that's how the first game came about.
Interesting. I'll like message you about this later, but there's an American kids game. I have no idea if you guys have it in Russia, but there's an American kids game called Western Cage Match, which is like a rock paper scissors variation that doesn't use rock paper or scissors. That's super interesting. I'll tell you about it. I think it would be a really fun game to include somewhere, like as a mini game or something. But I'll tell you about it at another time. But I think rock paper scissors variations are just such a class. I agree. You almost like have to have it in this sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just so common that I think it's yeah. I think that was great. What about the other death games though? Like there's a bunch of them.
Well, I don't know. I just somehow I thought about what game I would like to play, and the idea came to me.
So
Like,
I did love the death games. I love them a lot, but I guess one slight issue that I thought I had with them, at least when I was playing them back when I did my first playthrough, was when it comes to like Kaiji or Squid Game or all these shows with death games in them. I feel like a big part of the fun of the death game is figuring out how to exploit it or optimize it, right? Like coming up with a strategy to give like your best win rate possible, like finding a way to like beat it every time, like consistently. I felt like with the death games that you had, some of them were like more RNG based than I think I would have liked. Was that something that did you want the games to just kind of be like games of chance, or was there a strategy to like beat them more consistently that I missed or like I didn't see?
well, I actually don't think that the games that I've come up with are having enough strategic depth. Where, as you say, mostly rely on luck.
Right.
So, yeah. I don't really think that they're fun to play, but if you are trying to play on strategic, you might not find success like you would find if you just play like whatever. I will do this, I will do that, without putting much thought into it.
Right. I agreed. I think the games are fun. All right. Like 100% they were fun. Like I said, they were one of the most fun parts about the whole game. But in a potential sequel, I don't know. I just feel like, first of all, if you do make a sequel, definitely keep the death games in. Like those death games are super duper fun. Again, giant highlight of the game. But I feel like even like, some simple sort of like strategy or like, something where you could like kind of figure it out. You didn't play Sea of Stars, right? I don't think you played Sea of Stars, the indie RPG game that came out recently.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know about this game, but I haven't played it.
So in Sea of Stars, there's a mini game that you could play like when you go to like the bars in the game called Wheels. It's like it's a really simple mini game, but it does have some strategy to it, right? Like when I was going into the game, I thought the death games would kind of be like that. You know what I mean? Like a simple game, like something like tic-tac-toe, right? Like even tic-tac-toe has like some basic strategy going on. So I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't like that, but again, it was still super duper fun all the way through. There were some games that I don't think you meant for them to have strategy, but I think they kind of did have a little bit of strategy. One of my favorite games, I don't know if you remember because you said you watched the playthrough, but the horse racing game. The horse racing game, I think, has some strategy to it. I think by waiting a little bit, like to see which horses move where, you can kind of predict semi-consistently who's gonna win. So a game like that, I think was real. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but there are like games like that where you could kind of sort of exploit the system and like come up with a semi-consistent strategy to win. Games like that I think are like golden. Do you remember what I was talking about? Like, do you remember the horse game or?
Actually, well, I remember the horse game. I don't remember your experience with it.
Okay.
But yeah, this is definitely something that I will have to keep in mind for the next game to think about more depth into it.
Right. Again,
So it's not just yeah.
it doesn't even have to be like a whole game. But yeah, I don't know. Again, they were still fun. But yeah, I don't know. That was just something I was thinking about. I don't want to harp on it too much though. It was definitely still insanely fun. I think one thing that I loved so much about the death games actually is when I went into the game, I knew it was a poker game, right? Like it didn't surprise me that I was playing poker, but it just felt really nice to have like something to like break up the poker every once in a while. You know what I mean? Like since poker took up like 70-80% of the gameplay, having something to break it up every once in a while was just so refreshing. I was a really big fan of that. Let's see. When it comes to the actual poker itself, though, how did you decide on the fact that it was going to be like a whoever has the least amount of chips every 4 rounds is gonna like be eliminated, instead of doing like the classic you lose all your chips or some other system that you might have thought of?
So it was at first you had to lose all the chips for a game to end, but it was a very long.
Right. Yeah.
Games might take very long. So I need to find a way to speed up things, and that's how I came up with a hand limit. So that after you play 4 hands, person with a smallest stack gets eliminated to make the game go faster.
Right. Did you ever consider doing a style where you just raise the blinds like after every couple rounds or so?
I've added an option for us after release. It wasn't back when you played it, but you can now select to have blinds increase after someone gets eliminated. Blinds get bigger and bigger to also speed things up.
There you go. If you play like poker apps on your phone or just poker in general, there's a version of tournament poker called Hyper Turbo, which is basically just raising the blinds. Like when you play poker on your app with like fake chips, with chips that don't mean anything, you only want to play for like 10-15 minutes, right? You don't want to spend like 2 hours on a game that with chips that don't matter, right? So the way that most apps do it is, yeah, they just raise the blinds like super fast. Like every, I don't know, like 30 seconds to a minute, they'll raise the blinds like 50 or something like that. To the point where in like 5 minutes, not even, everyone only has like 5 big blinds left or something like that. You know what I mean? So like you kind of have to go all in every hand. By the way, I'm not gonna lie, you eating my cards is so, I feel like I don't have the right counterplay. I mean, to be fair, I'm not using my talents, but still.
Yeah, I think you haven't used your talent even once during this game.
Okay, hold on. I'll man, it's not even worth, because even if I use it, like, I only have 1 card. What am I gonna do?
And you also revealed your cards to me, so I know that you have a queen.
That's the panic mechanic, right?
Yes, what's the outcome of the panic?
How did you come up with the panic mechanic, by the way? Like, what made you decide to implement that into your system?
I don't know if you played Final Fantasy, newer Final Fantasy like Final Fantasy VII Remake or Final Fantasy 13. There was a stagger mechanic where you deal enough damage to the enemy, and then he becomes susceptible to more damage. I love building up the bar in this game, so I thought that I could translate this mechanic into the poker. And that's how the idea of stress, you build enough stress and then you go into panic. And in panic, your actions will have negative consequences. I remember when I was learning poker, my so-called teacher told me about play styles like tight passive, tight aggressive,
right?
Loose passive, loose aggressive. Yeah, I love that, and I thought that it would be really good to fit these play styles into the panic. So I came up with negative chances for all actions that you can do: call, check, raise, and fold.
I see.
and depending on your play style, you may not suffer the penalty for it.
All right. I feel like the panic mechanic is better for players like, you know, like players like ESN. I feel like ESN64 from the Discord. I feel like someone like them who treats Dance of Cards like a video game. I feel like the panic mechanic is just so well suited for them. But for someone like me, who's like just playing straight up poker, like I feel like I don't think about it as much as I should. You know what I mean? But again, I think that's
definitely a big factor.
Yeah, it's definitely
panic, is a thing you need to think about.
Yeah, I'm not used to. I need to adjust my muscle memory.
Also, your second card, so you don't even have a queen right now.
Okay, yeah. Oh my god. You ate my queen. All right, here. You know what? Here. Oh. Okay, never mind. Okay, well, you know, it doesn't even matter. I could have made a better play right there, but it's too late now. I think I lost. I needed a spade. Oh my god. It's okay. Esmeralda will carry me. Alright, it's okay. Next round. Oh, you know what? Next round, we'll either play Honest Poker or let's play some of the death games, actually. The death games are hella fun. I've never played death games with like another person. I don't even know how it would work. I'm super interested.
Okay, let's try. Let's just go quickly all in with our characters so that we can finish the.
Okay. By the way, I'm sorry if I'm multitasking right now, which I'm kind of bad at. So I feel like I'm concentrating more on asking the questions than focusing on the game. I feel like I'd be making better decisions, but it's all right. All right, I'll say that I let you win this one to make, you know, to make you look good. That's my excuse. All right. Oh, I guess one other thing that I wanted to mention earlier, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but one thing I wanted to mention earlier is before, I think I mentioned this before we started the interview, like when we were having our warm-up game, but before I even played the game, before I bought the game, before I played it for the first time, I was thinking of like content that I could make for this game if I liked it enough. Like if I really, really liked the game, I was like, okay, what can I do with this game? And the first thing I thought of, obviously, was a challenge run where I don't use any of the cheats, right? Because I kept thinking like, oh, I'll just use my poker fundamentals and just that'll carry me through the game. I don't know if that's possible, or if it is possible, I think it would be much harder than I initially thought before I played the game. Like, if you play this game, you kind of have to use if you don't use the cheats, you're like really shooting yourself in the foot. You're putting yourself at a massive disadvantage. Was that something that you did intentionally to like really incentivize players to use the cheats or the powers?
Yeah, the game expects you to master the talent system, expects you to cheat. If you try to play the game like regular poker, some opponents might block you, and you will have a really hard time against them.
Yeah, that's one thing that I didn't even really think about until I started playing the game. Is you definitely have to. Yeah, if you treat this like normal poker, you can't get that far. Like you have to treat it like its own game, because it is its own game. You know, it's not like regular Texas Hold'em. It's Dance of Cards, which I think is great. I think that makes sense. By the way, I can't believe I won at the end. All skill, baby. All skill. Oh, do I have to leave the thing? I have to leave? Do I have to leave the lobby?
I think it. Yeah, leave the lobby. I'll create a lobby for Death Gamble. Which Death Gamble do you want to play?
Oh, you could pick different ones. Oh, sorry. I already clicked for searching for lobbies. How do I get out of this? Okay.
I will stop at some point.
Can you list out all the death?
We can play horses.
Okay, you want to play horses? All right. Okay. There was another one that was really interesting. It was like the card game one, right? It was like the one where like higher or lower, or like you pick the cards. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I understand. It was at the beginning. It's not available as a death gamble. You can only play it in story mode.
Well, no. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. There was a death gamble one that was similar to that one. Do you know what? It was like near the end. It was like one of the last death gambles. It was like
yeah, I know. Yeah, I understood what you do.
Okay, let's start with the horse one.
Game, yeah, I've created a lobby. You can join.
Oh, sorry, cause that up. Oh, you're here. That game near the end, I think is like the most interesting in terms of like playing against another person. Like when I played that one, during the story mode, I instantly thought like, oh, playing like this death gamble against another person, I think would be super interesting. Okay, let me see if I remember what my strategy. Yeah, let me see if I remember my strategy for this. Wait, why
I
speed?
I also don't remember, but
yeah.
I think you meet that you can check the speed of a horse by pressing the correct button. It will show you the speed range for a horse, so you can make a better guess.
Wait, was this in the? This wasn't in the release version of the game, was it?
It was the release, but I think you missed it.
Oh, okay. Oh, whoops. Wait, you guessed that number 6 already?
Yeah, you can check the speed of each horse, and I looked and saw.
Oh my god, I can't believe I missed
quite
this.
the numbers.
I can't believe I missed this. Okay.
Each run, speed of a horse gets randomized, so the next round, horse will have different speed.
I'm glad I was able to come up with a strategy even without knowing about this feature, though. Oh, sorry, I'm starting to get a little bit too into the game. I stopped asking questions. All right, hold on. I want to see what happens in this game. Dang it! I think you're right. I think 6 is gonna win. That sucks. All right, whatever. It's okay. All right, let me get back to asking something.
Can I have a question for you?
Oh, you have a question for me? Sure. What's up?
What character did you like most while playing the game? Which one interests you? Maybe in story department, or maybe if it's gameplay? Which one did you enjoy to play?
I think I said this before we started the actual interview, but I loved Douglas so much. I mean, he was the cheesiest character, right? He was like a free win, basically. Because you could just reload and bluff shot somebody and just shoot them out, like, instantly. I was just such a big fan of that. Yeah, I just abused... If I could have kept Douglas to the end of the game, I would have just bluff shot everybody all the way to the end. I think gamers are a breed where if we find the easiest possible strategy, we're just going to use that every time. You know what I mean? So that was the first strategy that I found that was like consistent, easy. I could just abuse it every time. Once I stopped having Douglas, I really like Lev. The reason I like Lev a lot is for 2 reasons. One, he's easy to use, right? He's very intuitive. Like, even if you don't understand, if you know poker, but you don't know the metagame of Dance of Cards, I feel like Lev is so easy for me to use because he just gives you more chips, or he lets you see opponent's card, which is like that's stuff I can instantly understand, especially as a poker player who who was trying to approach the game from more of a poker angle rather than a video game angle. So I really, really like Lev. Having more chips is just generally good. And if you already are good at poker, seeing one of your opponent's like paying money to see one of your opponent's cards is insanely valuable. Like, you could use that information way better than just, somebody who didn't know how to use the information as well. You know what I'm saying? So, big fan of Douglas because he was cheesy, and a big fan of Lev because he was easy for me to understand. Who was your favorite character when you were making the game?
My favorite character was Simon the Drunkard. I love his theme of drinking and then doing something what the drunkard would do at the table, like throw a scene. Why did you win, you bastard? And then try to beat up other player. I had so much fun while coming up with his mechanics, so he's my favorite.
There was a girl that was always hanging out with Simon, right? Was that Agatha, or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, that girl was named Jeanne.
Oh, okay.
She is some sort of his girlfriend. So yeah, she was always accompanying him in the game.
Was she? She was a playable character, right? Yeah. She was, yeah.
Yes, she was a playable character, yes.
Yeah. I like that lore. What? By the way, I know that there was almost like. Have you played Persona before or no?
I've played Persona from 2 to 5. I played.
Oh my God!
Persona
Are you
2,
kidding?
Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5. Yeah.
How did you know, bro? Did you code Horse 2 to win? What the hell? All right, whatever. Yeah, so there was like a Persona-like mechanic in the game where you could spend time with some of the NPCs to like build your relationship with them. When I was playing my game, I wasn't able to like fully conversate with all of the characters. What happens when you do? Like, do you get like a ending? Like, does it affect the gameplay in any way? Like, what's the result of
There is one gameplay reward for it. If you finish this storyline, you will get one mastery point, and mastery points are used to learn talent to make your cheat mechanics stronger.
That's right. How do you feel you did with the balancing of the like talent points and the RPG elements? When I was playing, I felt like I had enough talent points to like max out like one skill or one stat. But I was kind of doing like a more casual playthrough. Do you think there was enough to focus on like one build, or do you think you could have made multiple builds?
I think in this department it's pretty linear. You just improve your talents until you can. Like talents at higher levels are better than talents at lower levels. So just put more points into them and make them better.
I see. Dude, I feel like I found like one item. Again, I wasn't really looking too hard for them, to be fair. But I found the black glasses in the beginning, like the glasses in the beginning, and I feel like I found like no other items. Was there more?
Yes, you had to search around the ship to find them.
I see. Okay.
Also you could buy some new equipment at the store.
Gotcha. Yeah. There was one I think it was at the carnival. There's one quest where like you had to do a bunch of stuff and then like get your item. I think I missed it at like the last possible. Like I was doing that side quest and I was almost all the way through it. What happens when you finish that? Do you get an item or something?
Yes, you do get an item. If you trade all your tokens, you will get a carnival badge that will also increase your mastery points that you can use to improve your talent.
Yeah, man, I can't believe I missed it, man. I was so close to getting it. I missed it. Dude, how are you picking every correct horse? What the hell? Oh my God. All right. Is there any way to even win this? Can you get one?
Win.
Oh my God. You're a god at picking horses. Okay. So just in general, when you were making the game, what would you say was like the hardest aspect of making the game, and what would you say was like the easiest aspect? Well, actually, I guess you kind of answered this already before, right? You said you didn't really have trouble with the art or the music or the gameplay. You only had trouble with the story.
Yeah, I had. I didn't really like writing a story. I think it's a very hard thing to do, but I really enjoyed making music and making art.
Okay, true.
It was easy compared to writing.
I definitely agree that making stories is hard. Do you think the fact that you're from Russia, did it make anything like harder, like translating stuff to English or anything like that? Like, was that difficult at all, or was that not really an issue?
Well, it wasn't really an issue. I also was thinking more like in English, and when I'm translating English text that I got in my head back to Russian, it was more of a backwards process for me.
Really? It was more English first?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Man, you guessed horse 4 right from the start. Should I guess horse 6? I know for a fact if I guess horse 6 right now, horse 6 is going to lose and horse 4 is going to win. But if I wait to see more information, like horse 6 is going to win and then I get less coins. You know what I mean? Like that's 100% what's about to happen. But I'll gamble it. Horse 6 is going to win. All right. Oh my god, I can hear you typing on the keyboard right now to code it so horse 4 wins. Oh my god. You're coding it in right now, I can hear you. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything specific that you learned throughout the process of making the game that you were either surprised by, or you're like, oh, I'm glad I learned this, or, you know, like any rewarding experience for you?
Well, the most rewarding experience is when you actually present your game to the public and people can actually play it. It's very satisfying to see other people play your game and also break the game in ways that you couldn't even think about it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair, that's fair. By the way, I told you horse 4 was gonna win if I pick horse 6. I knew it.
You had to bet on it.
You're clearly cheating. Okay, look. I'm looking at the speed right now. I'm looking at the speed. I promise you, if I pick horse 6 right now, it will miraculously lose. It will somehow find a way to lose, even though it's mathematically improbable. By the way, it's first to 21, right? First to 21 wins?
Yes.
Are you going to pick horse 6 or no?
I'm going to pick horse 6.
Oh my, all right. If you pick horse 6, I'll pick horse 5. You better not win. Oh my god. Okay, well, if you win, I can't even be mad because you're supposed to win, but still. Oh my god. By the way, how familiar are you with gambling in general, like in real life? Like, are there casinos in Russia, or are you familiar with the gambling scene? Oh my god, that was so much.
Well, casinos are pretty much outlawed in Russia. There are like maybe 1 or 2 cities where you can legally play gambling games. I remember when I was a kid, I loved to go to casinos. It was legal back then, and they had this video poker where it gives you 5 cards. You choose which one you want to stay and which one you want to shuffle. And I got quite a lot of money back then. Money that was my mother giving me for my breakfast. It was a very funny experience.
Wait, how old were you at the time?
I think it was like 10 or 12 years or something.
Wait, you were 10 or 12 and you were gambling real money at the casino?
Yeah, it was a different time back then.
What the heck? That's crazy. Oh my god. So you got into gambling hella young. Man, okay. Fair enough. So you say that you like this games of chance and like this sort of like RNG type stuff, like you were interested in even from a young age?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. No,
Yeah,
me too.
I
Me
always
too.
loved the games.
I never like gambled when I was a
Great
kid.
analog.
But, yeah, I never gambled when I was a kid, but I've been playing card games since I was super young, so that's like kind of sort of similar.
My first introduction to poker was from very old book about different card games. There was a whole section about it. It had probabilities for each combination. I remember reading about it and really liking this game. I tried to get a grasp of rules. When I started understanding, I immediately went to my friends like, "Hey, there's this really great card game. Let's play it." And we spent quite a lot of time playing it.
Yeah, you're talking about poker.
Really,
You're talking about poker, right?
Yeah. Yes.
What? How old were you when you first discovered that book and like played with your friend?
I think it was around the same time, like 10 or 12 years.
Really? Wow. Okay, let me tell you. Okay, because you said that, I have to tell you my poker story now, right? Like how I discovered poker. So, I've been playing like regular playing card games, you know, like stuff like Uno or BS, right? You know, like regular games that you play with your friends with like regular cards. During high school, senior year of high school for me in America, well, at least where I grew up, when you're a senior, you have so much more free time. Like school is basically done for you, so you don't really care about anything. So you just have a ton of free time. So me and my friends, one of my friends was super into blackjack. He was teaching me how to play blackjack, and it was something I always wanted to learn because I was like, oh, I feel like I should. If I'm so interested in card games, I should learn blackjack. I was learning blackjack, and I was learning it, and I was like, this game has no skill. This game is garbage. Like, even if you learn the perfect strategy for blackjack, that doesn't even do that much. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have that much leeway with blackjack because you can only like hit or stand or split, right? Or like, you don't have that many options. You can't do a lot. So I was just getting so pissed. And by the way, me and my friends were degenerates. We were betting real money, even though we were like high schooler kids, all right? Like with each other, right? We were betting real money with each other. I was losing real money on this complete garbage blackjack game, right? So I was like, yo, screw that. I'm not playing this game anymore, man. Why would I play this game that's garbage? So I didn't know how to play poker, but I was familiar with it, and I knew that game had skill. I knew poker had skill. I knew in poker you could bluff and you could like have strategy, and it was way more complicated than blackjack. So like I lost like 10 or 20 bucks in one hand in blackjack, and that exact same night I went home. I was like, nah, I'm learning all the rules of poker tonight, so when I come back to school tomorrow, I get all my friends to play poker. That happened like right in the beginning of the school year. Like the first few months of the school year of senior year, I learned how to play poker. By the end of the school year, I got about 60% of all the guys in my grade to start playing poker with me. It was hilarious. We were mega degenerates. Like you were gambling 10 to 12 at a real casino. I was gambling with high school kids, just like in the classrooms and the cafeteria and stuff. That's where I got started. And when you're losing real money to your friends, it just super motivates you to get good at the game. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to lose, so I spent so much time getting as good as possible in a shorter period as possible, and then from there it was just, you know, it was history. Like I love poker from that day on. By the way, if there are any kids watching this, probably don't do that. Study up, guys. Study up. Learn game development. That's what you should do. Is there any specific lesson that you learned through game development that you'd like to share to other people that might be listening?
Well, I think the most important part about game development is persistence and tenacity. If you want to do something, continue doing it. Don't stop. Learn what you need to learn. Try your best and try to have fun with it.
I think that's a great piece of advice. I think that's like super duper important. Can you expand upon that a little bit? Because the actual I think a lot of people know that you have to stay consistent and like keep doing it, keep working at it. But I don't think people know how to do that, right? Like they don't know how to stay consistent. Did you have any tips or insights on that?
one of the most common advice you can find in game dev communities is to start small, make some small games, but I think it's not really necessary to do that. These small games might really interest you, but there may be other game that you really want to do, and if you really want to do it, there are more chances that you will stick with it. So you won't drop it halfway. You won't like I'm done with it. I don't want to do like save menu. It's too hard. Forget about it. But if it's a game that really interests you, you will persist through it. You will stay with it and actually finish it.
Yeah, I gotta say, for your first ever game with like no insight, this is a pretty big game. Like, this is a pretty complex game. Like, an entire RPG with multiple weaving mechanics and a whole story and everything. I still can't believe you did all of this on your own with like no prior experience. That makes no sense to me. Like, that's like magic, basically. Oh my god.
Well, I actually think it's a really simple game. I had the rules written out for me before I even started, like all the history of poker. I just had to add my own layer to it, and that's it. I don't really think that it's I don't think it's really complex.
All right, I mean, listen.
Well, sure, it's complex, but it was made before me. I just add a spin of my own to it.
I get what you're saying, but I promise you, everybody that listens in on this is gonna be impressed. I promise you. It's very impressive from the outside looking in. By the way, really quick, the reason I haven't chosen a number yet is because I kind of half forgot the rules. So it's just whoever picks the bigger number wins, and then 0 beats 5, right? If I remember.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. Okay. Oh my god, you got... Nice. Okay. Oh my god, I knew you were gonna I should have picked... Okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, okay. Dude, it's so hard to focus on the game and on like asking questions on the scene. It's impossible. So if you could go back to the start, like if you could rewind time and make Dance of Cards all over again, is there a specific thing you really wish you could have improved upon or done differently or anything like that?
Well, I think that better dev gambles are necessary. They are really simple, and if I had more time with it, I might come up with some better games.
All right. Well, okay. I feel like we were talking about the death battles earlier. Is there anything else other than the death battles, or was that like the main thing?
I think that's the main thing. I'm pretty happy with everything else.
Okay.
I never had any struggles actually during the development. It was relatively easy.
That's good. Wait, what engine did you use for this game, by the way? If I can ask.
I've used the Godot engine. I've actually started in Unity. I wrote a web-based poker mechanics in Unity, and when I saw recommendation for Godot engine to use for 2D games, I tried it, and I really liked how the whole workflow was set up in that engine, and I quickly switched to it and stick with it to the end.
I'm sorry. Are you saying that engine? Like VAT engine?
I started I started in Unity engine, Unity,
Right?
and when I switched to Godot engine.
Oh, Godot. Gotcha. Okay.
Godot. Yeah,
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Gotcha.
Godot.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, a lot of. Did you hear about that whole Unity thing, by the way? Like that whole Unity, you have to pay, blah blah blah, all that stuff.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah. Were you glad that you
It was,
switched
it
to
was really
Godot,
fun.
or?
What was one of the reasons why I switched to Godot in the first place? I understand. I am an old man. I understand simple process like you pay something, you use it, and license fees, annual subscriptions. What is really complicated to me. So the easier the better, and that's why I choose Godot.
Okay, man. Godot's a great engine. I hope more people use it.
Yeah, it's really a great engine. It's really easy to use. It's very powerful. So yeah, please, more people use it.
Yeah.
Make more games.
All right, so the game has been out for like over half a year or something like that, right? It's been out for a decent amount of time. Are there any secrets in the game that you want to hint at that you don't think anyone has found yet?
Where are some secrets? I don't know if people found it or not, but there is a hidden scene at the end of the credits. If you let the screen stay on, there will be a secret if if a certain character lives to this point. Won't say which one character has to live, so that's on you to experiment and find out.
Okay. Interesting.
There is also I wouldn't say a real secret route, but considering the mentality of a player wants to win. Like they play to win, and most people would and want to experience more as many content as there is in the game. So when presented with a choice to play Death Gamble, most people would like to play it. They would like to experience, but there is some optional route in the game with an optional boss, with an optional story route. If you don't play Death Gamble, if you when presented with a choice to either play it or not, you decline it.
Wait, you're saying that there's... Did you say that there's like more story options if you decline the death battle? There's like more like a secret or like branching path story options?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah, I agree. That's kind of boring. If you don't play the death battles, like, that's so boring. playing the death battles is like half the fun. Alright, hold on. Let's see. Give me one moment.
Well, if we return to development, one of the, I guess, hardest points was to actually implement the network mechanics so that we can play online.
Oh yeah, that...
Like, my brain exploded when I first started to consider this possibility and what needs to be done. Well, I stick through it. Like I said, if it's something that you enjoy, if it's something that you want to do, there are more chances that you will stick with it and finished it. So what helped me to do it? If I was working on some small game, I don't think that I would have the patience to learn all things that needed to be done.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's pretty amazing. I'm in America, you're in Russia, and we're still playing the game and having fun. You know what I mean? Oh my god, oh man. But anyway, yeah. I'm in America, you're in Russia. It's pretty amazing that we could play this cleanly, you know what I mean? Like without much issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh man, I was about to ask you something and I just completely forgot. Oh no. What were we talking about? Oh. All right, well, I guess one thing I can ask is, I know you said you were working on another project and it wasn't really related to Dance of Cards. Could you, I mean, you don't have to spoil it or anything, but can you hint at it? Like, any hints or?
Well, I can give you the story of how this game started in my mind. I wanted to do, actually, I wanted to do a dating sim. I wanted to make a game like where you meet the girls, have conversations with them, and whatever follows that.
Like a visual novel?
But when yeah, like a visual novel. But when I started doing it, that was when I realized that I don't enjoy writing dialogue. I don't enjoy writing story. So I switched the game into the RPG direction. So it's another RPG. What started originally as a dating sim.
Okay, but if you don't like writing dialogue that much, like get someone to help you, bro. Oh my god, that's hilarious. All right, listen. If you need help with the dialogue, I'll actually help you. I wouldn't consider myself like a story writer or anything, but I'll give you something. You know what I mean? Just something to work off, like a draft or something, just to help you out. I think writing stories is super fun and super interesting. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I will definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah. If it helps, like if you want my resume, I was a film major in college, so there you go. All right, that's my resume right there. Let's see. What do I want to pick?
Now that we're playing this game, I think that it actually has too much numbers. I think if we had a smaller amount of options, it would be more fun and it would be faster and it would be more explosive.
Really? You think so?
Okay. Yeah, I think having 5 numbers and a 0 are a bit too much. I think 3 numbers and a 0 would be better.
One way you could stylize this, like have the exact same game but stylize it, is you could have used dice, like have like cups and dice, and like whoever, it's this exact same game, but you know, just make it like, you know, you roll the dice. I mean, I guess you could actually, no, it would kind of ruin the choice aspect, so I guess never mind.
Well, I already used the dice for another game, so I
Wait, what?
to come up with something.
Was it a game here, like in this game?
If you remember, there was a game called the Minefield Dice, where you throw dice and then had to traverse game field from like a first square and had to traverse over 12 squares.
Was that the one where
they
had like mines, like there were mines under some of the dice or something like that? Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I remember that one now. I completely forgot about that, but yeah, you're right.
My favorite game from all of that games is Roulette Dilemma, where you bet on the color of roulette Like when one player is a dealer and knows the color of roulette, and one other player is a player that doesn't know the color of section that the balls landed on. I think that game has the most depth to it, has the most strategy you can think about.
You know that's so funny? I don't even remember the game. I don't remember that game at all. But like I don't remember how to play it. But I remember that the animation for that game was beautiful. Like I remember visually that was a super interesting game. Like it was really well done. Like I remember like you could see the spinning of the roulette and everything. Again, I don't remember how the game was played, but my impression of it was so positive because it was just so pretty to look at. So I agree. You did a really good job at least of like theming or stylizing that specific game. So we covered a lot of aspects of the game already. Like there's not that many more questions that I can think of to ask. Is there any aspect of the game that you just want to share, like any interesting stories or anything that you just want to share or get out there, like while you can?
Let me think about it. I actually think game development is well, it was for me a very lonely process. It's like you sit in front of a monitor, you code things, you draw some art, you compose some music. For me, it was a very like a lonely experience, and so why it was so much fun for me to see the player's reaction. It was like the first time when I was connecting with other people.
I see, yeah. Well, yeah, now you have a little community. You have the Discord, you got me, you got everybody, bro. Wait, hold on. Let me see how to say this.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Ты крут.
Ти крут. There you go. Does that make sense? Hold on.
Did you just pronounce some Russian word?
Yeah.
Вы великий
That's
человек.
correctly?
Вы
Yeah,
великий
I know
человек.
what you said.
Вы
Yeah, I
великий
understand.
человек. Вы великий человек. Вы великий человек.
Vi veliki человек. There we go.
Вы великий человек.
Are you?
The first thing what people from different country get our person to do is to say some swear word like we won't say them on stream,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's always like try to get our person to cut.
There's one that starts with a K, right?
Pronounce your word.
Yeah, there's a Russian word that starts with a K. That's like a curse word, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Oh, sorry. I haven't picked a number yet because I'm just. Oh, sorry. I only have one number to pick anyway. So yeah, it's a lonely process, huh? Okay, and you just really like. Oh, tell me some of your reactions when you or some interesting things that you thought when you saw other people play your game or like other people's playthroughs or reactions.
I realized that the rules that I made for this game are not really clear for other people, and it was really fun. Well, not really fun, but kind of interesting to see how players try to keep playing this game like it's a game of poker, not really dabbing in the mechanics of cheating, not really trying the abilities that characters have. They just had fun playing just a game of poker with the story over it. It was enough for people. It was all they needed.
All right. Wait. So I didn't catch all of that. Did you say that you said that you were interested or like it was amusing to you that a lot of people they just played it like it was normal poker.
Yes. Which we played like a poker game.
Mhm.
Like, got like until the end. And, oh, I can use this talent. I can use this cheat to do this. Oh, so that's why what I should have been doing. When the 10 hours before it, they never interacted with it.
I
They were
see, I
playing
see.
the game like it was a game of poker.
kind of like me, right? Like how I just kind of go into it like it's a regular poker game and I don't even touch the talents. I think that's so. I think one advantage of using poker as your combat mechanic is that people are familiar with it, right? Like people are like, oh, I know poker, I know how it works. But I guess one disadvantage is that people only do what they're comfortable with, right? Like since people know poker, they just kind of want to stick with that because that's what they know, and it's harder for them to like branch out and experiment with like the talents and stuff, right?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
It's something that really opened my eyes on
Yeah.
the game. But the talent portion isn't like that forced to play. You have to do this. It's not. It's like optional, and many people
That's
don't
true.
even interact with it. But we still have good time with it. So I'm glad.
Agreed.
I'm glad that they have good time.
Yeah. If people have a good time, that's really all that matters. Let's play the roulette game real quick, by the way.
Okay.
All right, we'll play the roulette game. I guess we'll make this our last game for the night.
Yeah. Okay. Let's play it as last game.
Yeah. Is there any? Wait, you said there was skill to this, right? I'm kind of worried now because I don't know how to. Oh, right. Okay, I see. Wait, I don't fully remember how this works. Okay.
So the dealer spins the roulette. He knows the color, and the other player
Oh,
doesn't see it.
man, I'm not gonna
So
lie.
you either pick the same.
It's been so long since I played this that it's almost like it's brand new. It's like this the first time I'm seeing this, and I think this is super interesting. This is super duper fun. Like already, just the concept, even though I've already played this before, one time before.
And if you pick the same color as me, you bet the same amount of your coins. But if you pick a different color, you can bet
Oh my.
how many you like. The game is over right from the start.
I was so sure you were lying to me. Why were you telling the truth? I was so sure you were lying.
The name it's a roulette dilemma, so you need to think about
Oh
do
my.
I like to or I don't.
Stop telling the truth. Start lying. What are you doing? Why are you telling the truth every time? Okay, hold
Have
on.
you heard about the prisoner's dilemma?
I have heard about the prisoner's dilemma, yes.
So it's mostly it's basically the same concept, but applied to roulette.
Oh my, that one went by so quick. Do you want to do one more or should we just leave it like that?
I think we should leave it like that.
Alright, sure, no problem. Yeah, I'm pretty much
It was really fun.
agreed. I'm pretty much out of questions anyway. I think we ran through the entire gauntlet. Dude, it was super interesting to hear how you made the game. Like, you know, starting from Gulf Story, you just kind of saw that and then you're like, hey, this is a game I really want to play. So you just made it. Like, I still can't believe that's something that you did. I also can't believe Dude, if I was gonna make a game, the easiest thing about the game for me would be the story. I can't believe that's the hardest part for you. How is drawing up all the characters, making the music, like coding the game or whatever, how is that all easy? And you're like, man, this story is impossible. Oh, that's crazy to me. Oh, man. Listen, I'm really great to hear that, you know, you grinded it out for years and then you eventually finished the game, you released it, and then, you know, you're happy with the success that you got. You got to see people's reactions to the game. That was mostly positive. People weren't review bombing Steam. Why does this game suck so much? Blah, blah, blah. It was mostly positive on the Steam reviews that I saw. I also had a great time with the game. I hope more people play this game, to be honest. Are you gonna still be updating it at all, or is this basically much the final version?
With every patch, I think that this is the final version. But when we play it over online, we find out that some character is too strong or too weak, and I get viewers to change it. So I boot up the engine, I make some changes, and I can promise that this is the last patch. I think it might be.
Gotcha.
But time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can put as much patches in as you want, man. I don't think anyone's gonna be complaining. Dude, it was really fun playing with you. I hope we play some more. You know, I'm more than happy to talk to you about games or poker or anything like that down the line. I wish you a ton of success in your next project. I hope it comes out in 1.5 years. You know, just at any point that you're ready. Once it's out, let me know. I'm 100% gonna play it. I'll play it on stream and everything. And I'd love to get your thoughts on that game as well when it eventually does come out. And I hope it sells 1 million copies too. You know, on the low end of things. On the low end.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, dude, have a great time in Russia. If you see any bears, say hi for me. And
okay, I will say hi next. I will say hi to a bear next to me.
Yeah.
Right behind me.
Yeah. Is there any like American stereotypes that you think of, like that's like common for you to think of, or no?
Like you eat burgers
Yeah.
for breakfast.
Dude, we do eat
like
burgers. That's not a stereotype. That's truth, bro. Any good American eats burgers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, dude. Easily. We love burgers. But yeah, and other than that, absolutely great time talking to you. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in all your future endeavors. Absolutely amazing game. If someone's watching this video right now on YouTube and you haven't played the game, just check it out. Buy it. It's only like it's like $10 on Steam or something like that, right?
Yes, it's $10 on Steam.
Yeah, $10 on Steam. So, you know, not a gigantic investment. I promise you, you're gonna have a great time. Check out the Dance of Cards Discord if you guys are interested. Other than that, dude, thanks so much for coming in, for joining in with me today, man.
Yeah, thank you too for having me, for letting me talk about the game. I really enjoyed the process. I really enjoyed talking with you.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
It was a really great time, and thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, no problem, man. It was my pleasure, and I'll see you guys my stream next time.